Hello everyone, I'm Vijaya from Vijay Academics. If you are new to my channel, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Today, I'm going to explain in detail about the project work and interdisciplinary project for class 10th. This is the part 4 of syllabus of standard 9th and 10th. Let us see. See, for the project work, 10 periods are being allotted and 5 marks are there. Every student has to compulsory undertake one project on. Here, the options are given for the students: consumer awareness, or social issues, or sustainable development. What is the objective? The overall objective of the project work is to help students gain an insight and pragmatic understanding of the theme and see all the social science disciplines from an interdisciplinary perspective. It should also help in enhancing the life skill of the students. Students are expected to apply the social science concepts that they have learned over the years in order to prepare the project report. If required, students may go out for collecting data and use different primary and the secondary resources to prepare the project. If possible, various forms of art may be integrated in the project. The students need to develop the following competencies: collaboration, use analytical skills, evaluate the situation during disasters, synthesize the information, find creative solutions, strategies, the order of solution, use right communication skills. Now, below this, the guidelines are given. These are the rubrics related to the project: content, accuracy, originality, and collaborative skills, 2 mark; competencies exhibited and presentation, 2 mark; Viva, 1 mark. The project carried out by the students should subsequently be shared among themselves through interactive sessions such as exhibition, panel discussion, etc. All documents pertaining to assessment under the activity should be meticulously maintained by the school. Two summary reports should be prepared highlighting objective realized through individual work and group interactions, calendar or activities, innovative ideas generated in the process, list of questions asking Viva was. It is to be noted here by all the teachers and the students that the projects and the models prepared should be made from eco-friendly product without incurring too much expenditure. The project report can be handwritten or digital. The project work needs to enhance cognitive, affective, and psychomotor skills of the learners. It will include self-assessment and peer assessment and progress of the child. Progress of the child in project-based and inquiry-based learning, art integrated activities, experiments, model, quizzes, role plays, group work, portfolios, etc., along with the teacher assessment, must be done at school only at specific periods are allocated for the project work. The project work can culminate in the form of PowerPoint presentation, exhibition, skit, albums, files, songs, and dance or culture show, storytelling, debate, panel discussion, paper presentation, and whichever is suitable to visually impaired candidates. Records pertaining to project internal assessment of the students will be maintained for a period of 3 months from the date of declaration of result for verification at the discretion of board. Sub judice cases, if any of these involving RTI grievances, may however be retained beyond 3 months. Now, here in detail, we are going to learn about interdisciplinary project. This detailed information is given in annexure 4. Again, 10 periods are being allotted and max marks 5. Now, as you know that in the previous video, I have discussed that which lessons are there for the interdisciplinary project. So let us see history, chapter number 3, making of global world. This lesson is there for interdisciplinary project. Here, what the students are going to do, that is been given. Learning outcomes are given, suggested teaching learning process are given. What is your role? I'll be going to discuss your role only as a teacher, what you are going to do in this interdisciplinary project. The teachers may use the following pedagogies in the facilitating the students in completion of interdisciplinary project. This is your role as a teacher. Constructivism, inquiry-based learning, cooperative learning, learning stations, collaborative learning, videos, visuals, documentaries, movies, clippings, carousels, techniques, art, integrated learning, group discussion. Okay, and the geography lesson, lifelines of national economy. This lesson is there for interdisciplinary project. Now, what are the specific objects for making of a global world? Trace the history of globalization and point out the shifts within the process. Analyze the implication of globalization on local economies. Examine the importance of transportation of the economic growth and the development in India. Then lifeline of economy, analyze the impact of roadways and railways on the national economy, evaluates the challenges faced by the roadways and railway sector in the country, discuss how globalization is experienced differently in different social groups. Next, economics, chapter number 4 is also the part of it, part of the interdisciplinary project, globalization and the Indian economy. In this, connect the role of the means of transport and communication in the process of globalization, investigate the factors that facilitated the growth of MNCs. Okay, now here time schedule for the completion is given. The school to do IDP between the month of April and September at the school under guidance of teacher. Carry over the project to home must be strictly avoided. See, this is the important note given by the CBSE that you are supposed to complete your interdisciplinary project between April to September, and exclusively you are going to utilize these 10 periods for the completion of this interdisciplinary project. Students, they are not supposed to carry any work at home. They will collect the data, but they are going to complete this in school itself. Now, guidelines are given. It involves combining 2 or more disciplines into one activity, more coherent and integrated. The generally recognized disciplines are economics, history, geography, political science. One sample plan is given by the CBSE. Methodology, a sample interdisciplinary project plan links has been provided to get an insight about IDP. Topic is the making of global world, globalization and lifelines of economy. Just I'm showing this to you. This is the link given. On this link, you are going to click and then you will get detailed information about interdisciplinary project. See, format for the interdisciplinary project, subject social science. This is subject lesson integrated, standard 10. Learning outcomes to be achieved. The teacher will have to state the learning objectives to be achieved. Methodology, the integration has been done. Format has been enclosed to refer. Implementation plan execution, how a teacher allows students in a group and provides list of the choices. Options for the students to choose the mode of presentation and giving a brief about IDP to the students. Rubrics used for assessment, a common rubric has been provided. You may also use your own rubric design for various presentation. Mode of evaluation, individual teacher, group of teacher. Project time, start date, mention the start date of the IDP initiated in the class. That is actual date wherein students in group may start the task assigned to them. Then you are going to mention the closure date also, the date students may present the IDP and the assessment carried out by the teacher, peer, student on the same day with the help of the rubrics. Now, in detail downside, it has been given what is actually the interdisciplinary approach. Interdisciplinary approach, it involves combining 2 or more disciplines into one activity, more coherent and integrated. The generally recognized disciplines are anthropology, economics, history, geography, political science, psychology. This is the sample plan. In the sample plan, we have integrated the perspective of history, geography, political science, and economics, catering to the students of class 10th. Methodology, a sample interdisciplinary project plan. Topic is making of the global world, history, then globalization economy, and lifelines of economy, that is geography. In this way here, history, economics, and geography interlinked. Now, see what you are going to do as a teacher. You are going to make groups for the students. Now, group 1, history, trace the global connect of India before and after Indian independence. the impact of First World War and the Second World War in making of a global world. Now, group 2 will collect the information. You are supposed to give them economics, the Great Depression and its impact on the world, the economy, a role of MNCs, the liberalization policy in the development of international trade and its impact on the world economy. Now, you are going to again divide your class into group 3. You are going to allot them geography first. The development of the transport and the communication from 18th century till date, making the world a global village. How means of transport and communication contribute the world and economy. Now, here downside, political science is being also included. Explore how disease that spread had a serious impact on the human society of the world, from cattle plague till corona, monkeypox, etc. Trace the plight of the people who migrate across countries in search of jobs. Then, in geography, appraise the geographical features, conditional that facilitate trade and commerce around the world. Now, what are the expected learning outcomes from this? Anyone STEAM statement can be selected. The students will be able to analyze the various dimensions of globalization and its impact on the world. The students will be able to bring out the pros and the cons of globalization in all spheres. The students will be able to project how world has overcome a global village. Any one among these three. Now, if you will see, the third point is given a choice board. It gives scope for the students to opt out the mode of presentation of their project findings. The work can culminate in the form of PowerPoint, Windows, Movie Maker, quiz show, presentation, exhibition, skit, albums, files, song and dance, or cultural show, storytelling, mime, debate, panel discussion, paper presentation. Teacher can add on the list provided above with any other choices as a mode of presentation by the students. Number 4 is a suggestive common rubric for assessment. Rubrics are given, criteria of rubrics, rubric of group task. Teacher can create rubrics as per the mode of presentation chosen by the students. Content presentation 2 marks. Mode of presentation chosen by the team from the choices suggested. Accuracy of information, research, use of effective communication, or delivery of the presentation. Creativity of the presentation 2 mark. Appropriate props used, technology incorporated, art integrated, music and dance creativity embedded. Teamwork 1 mark, which includes effective team plan, keeping pace with time, completing the task on time, submission or presentation. In this way, the detailed information about the interdisciplinary project is given here. Let us go back to the circular. See now, downside instructions are given. Objectives and outcomes need to be picked from the rational and specific objective considering the local context. Plan, a suggestive 10 days plan given below, which you may follow or you can create on your own based on the templates provided below. Process, initial collaboration among the students to arrange their roles, areas of integration, areas of investigation and analysis, and roles of students. Now, what you are going to do as a teacher, you are going to appoint one team leader and then the team members will be there in that particular group. As per your class size, you are going to divide the class into teams and then appoint a team leader and team members. Team leader is the main collaborator. Than team members. Note the teacher to allocate the roles as per the abilities of the students. Final submission based on the course deliverables as given in the template below. Assessment plan to be done by the teacher, clearly mentioning the rubrics. Report, poster, and video acknowledgements, reflection and expression of the gratitude as given in the template below. Now see, here the 10-day suggestive plan for the interdisciplinary project is given on each and every day. What you are supposed to do. First day, introduction to the interdisciplinary project and setting the context. Brief overview of the project and its objectives to be given by the teachers. Here you can make your own objectives, and you are going to give brief overview of it. History teacher to introduce the historical context of the World War II and its aftermath through inquiry method. Make the students to group discuss the impact of World War II on the global economy. Teacher to refer annexure third for rubrics. Then here on the second day, the Great Depression is given. Student to watch the video from the link. This is the link given, and from this you are going to show the video to the students. I will just show you.
Are you an introvert or a shy person?
See, this is the.
Do you not know what to say?
This is the video given, and here in detail, they have told us about depression.
This video is brought to you by Captivating History. The Great Depression was a catastrophic global event that saw millions of people slide into poverty. Across America, men and women would stand in bread lines and live in shanty towns. In Germany, the devastation caused by the Great Depression gave rise to the Third Reich and ultimately led to the start of World War II. People still celebrate the 1920s as a golden era of parties and glamour, but the seeds of the Great Depression were planted in these years of complacency. Although the stock market crash of 1929 is often used as a start date for the Great Depression in the US, it was not the only cause of the disaster. In Europe in the early 20s, the economy was already in tatters. Most of Europe struggled to repay debts owed to America from World War I. Germany, in particular, was paying heavy reparations. In 1922, Germany was experiencing hyperinflation as their money became increasingly worthless. Workers collected wages in wheelbarrows, and desperate people burned cash to keep warm. At its lowest point in 1923, 1 trillion German marks was worth $1. Germany's shaky economy was briefly resurrected by a currency reform and the Dawes Plan, which relaxed some reparations Germany had to pay. Nonetheless, it was not enough to prevent the rise of the far right during the 20s. In the US, on the other hand, the economy was booming. Taxes were repeatedly cut to encourage spending, wages rose, and consumerism flourished. The automobile's rise was a massive stimulus for the American economy, providing factory jobs and jobs building roads and petrol stations. America's landscape was forever changed by the car, and many people could now travel further to find work. Many older industries also benefited from car manufacturing, as many factory bosses copied Henry Ford's brilliant assembly line model to mass-produce goods. For the wealthiest in society, new inventions like radios and washing machines became popular consumer items. Some people bought new gadgets on credit, a mistake which would come back to haunt them later. This decade was exceptional for New York, where Wall Street was a hive of activity. The Empire State Building and Rockefeller Center were built in this period, and a forest of skyscrapers transformed the landscape. New York's prosperity was funded by the new trend of cities. Introduced the Wagner Act and the Social Security Act, which have both the army or busy making bullets or bombs. To this day, many of Roosevelt's policies remain in place in the U.S. to prevent a repeat of some irresponsibility. The commercial and investment banks were merged, with disastrous consequences for the global economy. The causes of the Depression and the reasons for its end are still contentious topics. Although there have been other economic disasters since then, the Great Depression remains an unparalleled economic catastrophe with no equal in modern times. To learn more about the Great Depression, check out our book, The Great Depression, a captivating guide to the worldwide economic depression.
See, teachers, here you are going to show this video to the students and let them collect more information about the Great Depression as per the guidelines given by the Cbse, and discuss the causes and the consequences of the Great Depression and the role of the role of mass production and the consumption in the Great Depression. Present a group PPT, a report on consequences of the Great Depression on the global economy. Then day 3, India and the Great Depression. Students to collect material related to India's economic condition during the Great Depression and relate it to the present economic condition of India and US. Students may collect information through a visit to the library. As a group of activity, they need to present a collage of their findings. Then day 4, rebuilding the world economy and interlinking production across countries. Teachers to use jigsaw method to make the students to sit in groups and to give each group a part of the handout with information about process taken to rebuild economy and how the production across countries got interlinked. Make the group out to compile the information by moving from group to group. Make them discuss the post-war recovery efforts and their impact on the global economy. Study the role of the Bretton Woods institution in rebuilding the world economy and present their learnings through art integrated project. Refer annexure 6th for rubrics. The early post-war, this is the day 5, the early post-war years, the role of roadways, railways, waterways, and airways in building the national economy. The teacher distribute the handouts one given below to the groups and ask them to find answers to the questions posed at the end of handouts and present it in the group using cafe conversation mode. Refer annexure 3rd for rubrics. Study the challenges faced by the world in the early post-war years. Discuss the efforts made towards decolonization and independence of nation. Day 6, post-war settlements and Bretton Woods institution. Make the students read the material given in, this is the link given, and debate the impact on Bretton Woods institution in the post-war economy. See, this is the information given about Bretton Woods system. You are going to tell the students to read about the Bretton Woods system in detail by using this link. Next, day 7, decolonization and independence, the role of World Trade Organization. The students will read handout 2 given below and presented a role play of the support rendered by the World Trade Organization. In building new nations, refer annexure 6th for rubrics. Introduction to the World Trade Organization. Study the role of WTO in promoting fair trade practices. Now, on 8th day, end of the Bretton Woods and the beginning of globalization. The students will read material given in the link. Just see now, I'm clicking on this link and here the information is given about International Monetary Fund, the end of the Bretton Woods system. End of the Bretton Woods system, oil stock helping poor countries. See, from the mid-1970s, the IMF, International Monetary Fund. IMF sought to respond to the balance of the payment difficulties confronting many of the world's poorest countries by providing concessional financing through what was known as the Trust Fund. In March 1986, the IMF created a new concessional loan program called the Structural Adjustment Facility. The SAF was succeeded by Enhanced Structural Adjustment Facility in December 1987. The detailed information of IMF is given here in this link. Next, organize an interview with a financial expert, economist, lecturer, professor based on the information they gathered. The students can submit a report on findings. Discuss the reason for the end of the Bretton Woods system. Now, next, day 9, impact of globalization in India and the role of waterways and the airways. Again, the link is given. Let us see what is there in this link. See, new economic policy 1991, objectives, features, and the impact. This is the policy given. Go through it. Here, branches of new economic policy are liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Everything is given in detail. Students, you are going to read and you are going to use all these points in your interdisciplinary project. Teachers, you are going to guide them by using this link. The students will read material given in the above link and design a report on what would have happened in India if this stand was not taken, and present it as the radio talk show. They will link the role of waterways and the airways in the achievement of India in globalization, study the impact of globalization on the Indian economy, discuss the challenges faced by India in the process of globalization. And last, 10th day is the final presentation, conclude the interdisciplinary project and summarize the key takeaways. Now, these are the handouts given for one for day 4 of interdisciplinary project. Handout title is the role of waterways and the airways in the post-World War II world and India. The conclusion is what? The role of waterways and the railways in the post-World War II world and India was crucial in shaping the economic and the social landscape of these countries. The development of these transportation modes helped to spur economic growth and allowed for the expansion of the international trade. Understanding the impact of waterways and airways on the world and India is crucial in understanding economic and social changes that took place in the World War II. These are the questions given. Now handout 2 is also given. Handout title is the role of the World Trade Organization WTO in building new national post-colonization. And a conclusion for this is the WTO played a crucial role in building new nations post-colonization by helping these countries to participate in the global economy. The organization trade negotiation, enforcement of international trade agreements and technical assistance help to spur economic growth and development in these countries. Understanding the role of the WTO in building new nations post-colonization is important in understanding the economic and the political changes that took place after the end of the colonization.